Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about past simple. So the first I'm going to show how to use the past simple and when it's happened when we use past simple. So this is usage. Number 1. We use the past simple to express an action that started and finished at a specific time in the past. Sometimes the speaker may not actually mention the specific time, but they do have one specific time in mind. For example, you see in here, I saw a movie yesterday. Last year, I traveled to Japan. Did you have dinner last night? She washed her hair 2 hours ago. So all this, it talk about past simple. And it's happened in the past in some specific time. Okay, we go to the usage number 2. Number 2, we use the past simple to list a series of completed actions in the past. This action happened first, second, third, fourth, and so on. For example, I finished work, walked to the beach, and found a nice place to swim. He arrived from the airport at 8, checked into the hotel at 9, and met others at 10. One more example. Did you add flour, pour in the milk, and then add the egg? So all this is a show about the past, the series. One happen, finish, and another start and finish, another happen and finish. So continue, chronological order. Number 3, the simple past can be used with a duration which starts and stops in the past. A duration is a longer action often indicated by expression such as for 2 years, for 5 minutes, all day, all year, etc. This is the example. I lived in Brazil for 2 years. Ruthie studied Japanese for 5 years. They sat at the beach all day. They did not stay at the party the entire time. Last one. We talked on the phone for 30 minutes. Number 4. The simple past can also be used to describe a habit which stopped in the past. It can have the same meaning as used to. To make it clear that we are talking about a habit, we often add expressions such as always, often, usually, never, when I was a child, when I was younger, etc. For example, I studied French when I was a child. He played the violin. He didn't play the piano. Did you play a musical instrument when you were a kid? She worked at the movie theater after school. We go to the next slide. Number 5. The simple past can also be used to describe past facts or generalization which are no longer true, as in use for about. This use of the simple past is quite similar to the expression used to. For example, she was shy as a child, but now she is very outgoing. One more. He didn't like tomato before, but now he likes. Did you live in Texas when you were a kid? It means talk about in the past that used to live. One more. People paid much more to take cell phone call in the past. This is a time expression that can help you to use with the past simple. Yesterday, last week, last month, or last year. A week, a month, a year ago. So a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. In 2011, when I was suddenly. So all this, I think it can help you to use with the past simple or simple past. So this is a form to be. The previous lesson I taught you about verb to be in present, and here to be but in the past. See, was over. So I, before it's I am, now I was. She, he, it, we use with was. For example, I was born in Israel. He was a doctor. She was in the USA. It was cold yesterday. Now we talk about were. It's from are. So we use with we, you, and they. For example, we were at home yesterday. You were right. They were in Italy last summer. One more. A negative form of to be. So I, he, she, it, plus with was and not, and short form, shortcut, wasn't. For example, I wasn't sick last week. He wasn't in Italy last summer. She wasn't at school on Monday. And the subject we, you, they, plus were not or weren't. We were not at home on Saturday. You weren't happy with your grades. They weren't angry with his behavior. Go to the next. Question with verb to be. So question, there are two types. One is yes no question with short answer. For example, so you see verse I, she, he, it. Rest of the sentence were. So here is the rest of the sentence. So were, we, you, they, and the rest of the sentence question mark. This we call yes no question, and is the you want to answer, just say yes I was, no I wasn't. Yes they were, no they weren't. And we go with, as I mentioned before, question. There are two types. One is yes no question, and one with WH question. So this one we need WH question, words and plus verb to be, subject and question. So this is the form that you can see in here, and the rest of the sentence. For example, WH question plus words I, she, he, it, and the rest of the sentence. WH question plus were, we, you, they, the rest of the sentence. WH question plus subject and question in here. You can see who, what, was, and the rest of the sentence. Okay, I hope you understand this. And we move to the past simple regular verb. In English, we have two types of verbs. One we call regular verb and one irregular verb. So how do we make regular verb to past simple? So read rule number 1 here. The past simple tense of the most English regular verbs is formed by adding ed or d to their base form. If the verb ends in e, we add only d to the form of past simple. For example, we arrive at 9 o'clock. You see, when we write the word arrive at the end is e. So we just add only d, and we understand this verb is referred to past simple. My brother lived in London for years ago. So live we add d, is past simple. Okay, continue. When she was young, she danced beautifully. So was is a past tense, then we add d, so it refers to the past. So we, for spelling rule, more, is a regular verb and in consonant plus y, the y change to I and add ed. Example: carry, carried; study, studied; fry, fried; try, tried. Is a one-syllable regular verb ends in consonant plus vowel plus consonant, double the final consonant and add ed. For example, stop have only o is a vowel, p and consonant, so one syllable and have one vowel and one consonant at the end, we double it. So you see, stop and we double p. We put one more p and ed, plan. Okay, plan. We put one more N and ED. Rock, we put one more B and ED. Bag, we put one more G and ED. Its irregular verb has more than one syllable and ends in consonant plus vowel. Consonant V double the final consonant only if the final syllable is stressed. For example, in here, prefer, so it's stressed. So prefer double or, so we add one more O and ED. Rake, racket, so racket. Expressions in British English. Verbs and in, you see, number one, have, two, before, ends, whether the final syllable is stressed or not. Travel, we double, normally we use with L in here, so we add one more L. And English for American without L, just only one L, but English for British have two L. Go to the next slide. Irregular verbs. You learn regular already, as like I mentioned, English have two type of verb, so regular verb and irregular verb. Now, what is irregular verb? So there are also some verbs called irregular verbs that have special past tense form. See the list of the irregular verb, and here we went, it's mean from the word go. We do not say we go to school yesterday, we change go to went. So we went to school yesterday. The children read that story last year. Read to read. Thomas wrote from the word write. So Thomas wrote the letter to her friend on Sunday. The student forgot. Actually, forget is present, but when we talk about past, we say forgot. It's because it is irregular verb. The student forgot to do the homework. And we go to the next. This is negative form, but I think we need to learn positive form. Okay, negative form. So negative form in the simple past are formed by at, didn't, informal, or did not formal before the simple form of the verb. Example here, subject connect with did plus not. So plus verb 1. Verb 1 is mean the base verb, not change anything. And the rest of the sentence. For example, the girl didn't come to school yesterday. The parents didn't work on Sunday. The baby didn't drink milk in the morning. Question form. There's no question. Did plus subject plus verb 1 plus the rest of the sentence and question mark. Example, did Neville see his grandparents yesterday? And with the WA question, here it is a form. WA question plus did plus subject plus verb 1 and plus the rest of the sentence and question mark. It is important. For example, where did you spend your holidays? WH plus subject and question. You see in here, who or what plus we, verb 2, and rest of the sentence. This I want to mention in here. This do not need kind of this. Sometimes it's not need auxiliary verb did. So for example, in below in here, say who wrote this beautiful poem. So we don't need did for auxiliary verb. Okay, so that's all for my presentation, and thank you for your watching. I hope this lesson can help you, and if you have some question, please comment to my video and subscribe it. Thank you so much. Goodbye.